What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. So, 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After Season 7, Episode 3 has aired, and we watched Ed break off his relationship and friendship with his ex best friend, Rich. Now, we know that Rich was still talking to Ed's mother, which I actually agree with. Ed's mother is up in age, and since Ed has kicked her out of the house to move Liz in, I do feel comfortable knowing that someone is still checking in on Ed's mom. I want to make sure that she's being taken care of and someone is looking out for her. We find out that Liz is actually relieved to know that Rich is no longer going to be in Ed's life. Rich had a lot of major influence in Ed's life, and we do know that some of those 8 breakup text messages that Liz received from Ed were inspired by Rich. So, with Rich being out of the picture, Liz feels that she can finally relax and feel more comfortable in her relationship, knowing that there's not as much outside influence that there was before. So Liz takes a big step and introduces Ed to her best friend Barry of 14 years. Now, Barry is very skeptical about Liz's relationship with Ed, as everyone else is. Now, we know that a lot of Liz's friends are very skeptical, and most all of Ed's friends are very skeptical. In an interrogation with Barry, Ed reveals that he's ready to fight for Liz, he's ready to stop the outside influence, and he's ready to give this relationship a fair shot. Now, Barry is definitely skeptical of the situation, and Ed reveals that he's even bought Liz a new car. He's showing her that he is there for her and he wants to make things work. So, in a potty break for Ed, Liz does reveal to Barry that she is still worried that one day Ed is just going to break up with her. Now, unfortunately, that is something that she has been living with, and that's a fear that she has constantly been going through because keep in mind, they've broken up 8 times. We know that photography is Ed's profession. He has 6 professional photo shoot covers under his belt, which is very impressive. I don't get impressed very easily, but I am definitely impressed by 6 professional photo covers under his belt. This has taken an interest in photography because photography is not only Ed's profession, but a hobby of his. And her friend Alex needed professional photos taken, so they decided to photograph her together, and Ed can teach Liz some of his photography skills, giving her a new skill as well as a hobby that they can share together. What could go wrong, right? So a lot went wrong. So Liz felt ignored, and she also felt that Ed was merely flirting with Alex as well as ignoring her completely. Not only did she feel ignored, but she felt that she learned absolutely nothing during this entire process. Now, if somebody asked me to come to work with me, I wouldn't be able to give them my full attention because at work you have to be focused on the task at hand. So I do feel like this situation was definitely blown out of proportion, and it could be considered a little immature on Liz's part. A photographer is definitely working with their subject, and they can't necessarily give all of their focus to anyone else when they're trying to get the perfect shot. So, will this relationship work out? Such small things seem to set each of them off. So, we're going to have to keep watching to see if they're actually going to make it down the aisle because so many people at home feel that they were doomed from the beginning. All right, guys, I'm George Mossey. Make sure you follow me at George Mossey on all platforms and at georgemossey.com at my website for all of your 90 Day Fiance news and updates. And I'll talk to you all really soon.